Oliver, she's just a child. She doesn't understand. Promise me, Oliver, you'll take care of her. Promise me. I promise, Mother. I promise. After the death of Oliver and Emily's mother, their maternal uncle, Roger, and Aunt Loretta took them in. Oliver was 13 years old at the time, and Emily only 8. "Billy, your cousins Oliver and Emily will be living with us." "Okay, Dad. Come on, Oliver. I'll show you to my room." "Come on, Emily. Let's go." Oliver was deeply hurt by his mother's demise. But having promised her he'd take care of Emily, he kept strong and always looked after her. They were coping rather well in the Anderson household. Uncle Roger and Aunt Loretta were caring, and their cousin Bill was only 6 years old and was happy to have new playmates. Oh, goodness gracious, Roger, how did this happen? A rat? It seems something tore it apart. Was it Gilbert? I haven't seen him around. That cat is always running off. "Billy, Oliver, Emily, lunch is ready." "Is that apple pie?" "Sorry, sweetheart. This one's for Billy. I made pecan pie for everyone, but Billy's allergic to pecans. How about next time I'll make one for you too?" The days were quiet. Oliver would sit around behind the house while Emily and Billy played in the woods. "Buddy, how did you hurt your wings?" "Don't worry, I'll fix you right up." "Oliver, where's Billy?" "He was right here." "Billy? Billy? Where are you?" "Roger, come out here. I can't find Billy." Uncle Roger and Aunt Loretta searched each inch and corner of the woods, but they couldn't find Billy. It was as if Billy had disappeared. "Where could he have gone, Roger? He was playing with them. It's like, ever since they came, I've been sensing a bad presence in this house. There's been animals laying dead everywhere. And now look what happened. My Billy is gone." Aunt Loretta was distraught having lost her son, and she started blaming Oliver and Emily for his disappearance. Though she and Uncle Roger never mistreated them, Oliver could sense the bitterness in them. Suddenly, everything in the house had become miserable. "Emily, we can't stay here anymore. We have to go." "But where will we go, Oliver?" "Just remember, never leave my side." So one night, Oliver wrapped up some clothes and food in a bag, and he and Emily ran off from their uncle's house. They slept under bridges and alleyways until they reached London by foot after 3 days. "Oliver, I'm hungry." "Emily, I don't have any money on me." "Oliver, You promised Mum you would take care of me. All right, stand here, and if you see me run, follow me. Hey, you! Oliver, what if they find us? What if they take us back to Uncle Roger? You can't find a man if he doesn't want to be found. Now here, have it. Back at home, Uncle Roger tried every means to find his kids. But days passed by, and there was no news of Oliver, Emily, or Billy. Meanwhile, Oliver and Emily were making it out there however they could. Oliver gave his all to protect Emily. It was a promise to his mother. But alone, out on the streets, there was danger at every corner. You little pest, you're coming with us. No, she's not. Yeah? And who's gonna save her? What are you gonna do with that? Emily, run! Oliver grabbed his sister and hid into an alleyway. When they suddenly heard a voice, a girl around his age held up her finger to her mouth. Come, hide here. Oliver and Emily followed her, and they crammed into a small space, their hearts racing as they heard footsteps outside. I think we got away. I just saved your life. If they got to your sister, they would have sold her off. Saved us? You were hiding too. Well, you got to pick a pocket or two to survive out here. I'm Isabella. You? Oliver. And this is Emily. Isabella was a runaway herself. In the past years, she had been through everything, struggling for food, for a place to sleep. But alas, she found a place where she could call home. And that night, she invited Oliver and Emily to come with her. What is this place, Oliver? This is my home. It used to be a clock tower, but it's been empty for years, and I've been here alone. It needs a little repair, but trust me, it's better than sleeping out on the streets, and you guys can stay as long as you wish. From then on, Oliver, Emily, and Isabella started living together in the rundown clock tower. While Isabella made her share picking pockets, Oliver got his share stealing a thing or two from the shops in town. The days were getting by rather smoothly now, with a roof over their head. But then, one day, Oliver got caught. Aha, I finally got you. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Please, don't hand me over to the police. I have a baby sister to take care of. How about this? Instead of stealing from me, why don't you work here? Make sure no one steals from me again, and you take whatever you need. Mr. Abdel turned out to be a very nice man. He offered Oliver a job at his bakery and also looked after his studies. For the first time, Oliver could open up to someone. Mr. Abdel had become a father figure for him. With the money he made working there, he saved. And at the end of the day, he brought food from the bakery for Emily and Isabella. And before long, this was how 5 years went by. Oliver was 18 now. He had finished his schooling, however, he was still working for Mr. Abdel. Isabella was a grown woman, and Emily had grown up too. And they all still lived together in the clock tower. Isabella, I got you something. A comb and a dress. It's beautiful. I actually had something for you too. Isabella took out her pocket watch and gave it to Oliver. What is this, Isabella? Whatever you stole, you sold them off. But you never sold this. I didn't steal it. It's my dad's, but I want you to have it. It's very special to you. You're special to me too. Once Oliver was of age, with the help of Mr. Abdel, he was able to claim his parents' property that he rightfully inherited. But he didn't tell Isabella about it. He wanted to surprise her. In these past months, he had been saving up so that they could all travel back and start a new life there. Where did you get all this money, Oliver? I've been saving it. I'm gonna ask Isabella to marry me, and we can go back home. And you'll leave me? No, silly. We will all be a family again. It was after 5 long years living out on the streets that they finally stepped foot inside their home again. Isabella was delighted, and Oliver was relieved. He sent a letter to his Uncle Roger and Loretta. Uncle Roger, sorry we ran off. We didn't want to be a burden on you. And Aunt Loretta, we're doing well. Hope you two are fine. This place is beautiful. This was my room, and that was Emily's. Where will Isabella stay? Since you're younger, why don't you let Isabella take the bigger room, and you can take the smaller one. All right, Emily? Before long, the silent house once again came alive. And now that things had finally fallen into place, Oliver wanted to confess his love to Isabella. But it was one day. Isabella came to him, her face pale. She clenched her stomach. Oliver, it's hurting. We have to go to the hospital right now. Isabella had accidentally poisoned herself, and perhaps if they hadn't reached the doctors in time, she wouldn't have made it. You have to be more careful. Sorry, Oliver. You don't have to say sorry. Get some rest. Oliver left Isabella to rest and went to check up on Emily. Emily, I've been meaning to bring down some of our old things from the attic. Could you help me out? Sure. Emily went off to the attic. But in just moments, Oliver heard a crashing sound as the whole house shook. He ran to the attic and stood still, seeing the gaping hole in the floor. Emily had fell in. Peering over, he stared at her lifeless body. I'm sorry, Mother. I couldn't let her hurt anyone else. Oliver had always tried to be a good son and a good brother, but he knew well Emily wasn't like any other girl. She was quiet, but she was a peculiar and sadistic child. Years ago, after their father left their mother, in Emily's mind, she blamed her mother and suddenly became vengeful towards her. And one night, she crossed all the lines. "Emily, did you put something in Mummy's tea? I don't want you. Daddy left because of you. I want Daddy and the new Mummy." "Mother, Oliver, she's just a child. She doesn't understand. Promise me, Oliver, you'll take care of her. Promise me. I promise, Mother. I promise." Despite what Emily had done, Oliver looked past everything only for his promise to his mother. But things weren't easy. After moving to their uncle's home, Emily continued on with her sadistic games, playing with animals. She took vengeance about the smallest of things. And that day, when Aunt Loretta had given apple pie to Billy and not to her, Emily was furious. When Billy went off in the woods, it was Emily who had hurt him. Oliver had found Billy's body in a horrible condition. "What did you do, Emily?" "Now what does Aunt Loretta want to do?" Oliver was horrified. He knew he couldn't stay there any longer with Emily. So he chose to run away, to save Emily from them, and them from Emily. And in all the years that Oliver had been on the streets, Emily had been nothing but a cause of trouble for him. But he somehow managed through it. However, since Isabella had come into his life, Emily felt estranged despite all the care and love she received from Oliver. She was jealous seeing Oliver being in love with Isabella, and soon giving Isabella preference over herself. The day Isabella had gotten poisoned, Oliver knew it was none other than Emily who had done so. He wished he could start a new life with Isabella, but that day he realized Emily wouldn't let that happen. She would do what she always had. She would continue to hurt those around her, and before she could hurt anyone else. Oliver didn't have a choice but to put an end to it. "I'm sorry, Mum." If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.